Yo, what is good, y'all? It's your boy Nerdame here with another custom figure review, and today we are looking at my custom Bestlee Studio.
Sasori.
And I am a huge fan of Sasori.
Brings back memories, huh?
He's definitely my #1 Akatsuki member. He's super low-key. I feel like he doesn't get a lot of shine or whatever, but he's a legend. So I'm super hyped that we finally have him in figure form.
Kept my man Sasori waiting long enough, I think.
And can't wait to get into all the fine details of how you can max out your own custom Sasori figure from Bestlee. If you guys have been following my channel for some time, you know that I've reviewed a couple of his figures already. They're dope, on point, so make sure you check out those reviews. Dope figures, and yeah.
I've heard tell of their glory.
Before we get into everything, as always, make sure you guys check out my Instagram page. I post photos of my figures there before I review them here. And post polls on my story, you know, so make sure you check that out. Make sure you check out my reels on my page. A lot of dope stuff there. And
I'd expect no less from you.
make sure you check out my TikTok page. I have a lot of dope anime content on there as well. And of course, obviously, make sure you subscribe here on the channel. We are almost to 1,000 subscribers. You guys are such freaking legends. I literally started this channel almost a year ago as of September, so next month, and I really didn't even think we'd make it this far, but I'm super hyped that and fortunate that we decided to stick this out, because I never would have gotten to probably even get a figure like this. So more reviews to come. Make sure you thumbs up the video, I would really appreciate it, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss anything here on my channel.
If you want to, that is.
And yeah. Oh, also, I posted a analysis of the anime Record of Ragnarok, so make sure you check that out as well. I love switching up the content here, giving you guys something new to look forward to, so more stuff to come.
This is taking too long.
And let's get into it, guys. I am super hyped. Let's go.
20 seconds left.
So taking a closer look, this figure is literally perfect. I really have no other words to describe him outside of that.
It's embarrassing, really.
Compared to his other Akatsuki figures, which are all great so far, I haven't had any real issues with any of his other figures. But this one definitely stands out of all of them so far. As usual, the Akatsuki cloak does not get in the way of any movement, which is dope. So you're not gonna have any issues there when it comes to posing him. Even at the waist, it goes back and goes forward, which is cool. But I know what you guys are all here for. This body, Bestlee Studio killed it with this one. He originally, and this is why it took me so long to get a review out for this figure, or even to pick him up. He originally made this figure, and I know some people were asking him for like a, what is it, the body of him as a puppet for the longest time. I didn't think it could pull it off, but lo and behold, he freaking did it. What a genius. When the figure originally came, he had the, I don't even know how he did this, but there's like a plastic liner that's kind of shoved in there that looks like when he's doing his little move or whatever. I ended up cutting it myself only because, you know, it doesn't move around too much. And then I also came up with the idea of getting this bendy wire, and I just painted it silver with a silver Sharpie and added like a kunai to it, so it looks like it's like his stinger, and that can kind of just slide in there, and it's easy to pose, which is dope. But you can leave it as it is, it's still fine. He had the nylon wrapped around. I did the same thing that I do with all my Bestlee Studio figures, like my Kakashi, where I super glued the nylon on, so you don't have to worry about it ripping off or anything. So I did that on the ankles here, but I also did it around here for the purpose of these guys back here. So as always, like I say, I plan ahead So a while back I picked up a Nendoroid Sasori for some extra accessories. I measured them out. They seemed like they would fit about the same size. So I took the accessory for the scroll on his back, just super glued it on there. It literally fit on perfectly. I did have to saw the peg off so it would fit on, but it fits perfectly fine. And then I super glued these joints that are on the back of the Nendoroid for these, which are definitely my favorite part of the accessories. These are his wing blades, and these unfold or fold or whatever, and they close up, which is perfect. And they just peg right onto the back of the figure. And like I mentioned, the Gorilla Glue holds on pretty solid, so you don't have to worry about these unpegging or ripping off or anything. It holds the weight pretty well. So if you want, you can open these up, or if you want him to put on the cloak, you just unpeg them off. So super simple. Outside of that, again, the articulation is great in the puppet form. He's just using a standard body coon, which is dope. Really appreciate it. The head sculpt for this one also came out dope. Go ahead and peg that off. It's just like all his other pegs and head sculpts. I just added some of the sticky tack in there as well, just to hold it in there. But outside of that, it's pretty solid. Oh, another thing that I did. So Bestlee doesn't have any of his hands when he's shooting out the flames.
Then I'll have to make the first move.
So I took it upon myself to make my own. And if you want to make one for yourself for the arms or the hands, I just took a pen and I took the plastic part of the pen. You can just snap this part off, the part that isn't touching the ink. And I again took the silver Sharpie and just colored that in, glued it on there, and it came out great. So, and it's hollow, so it looks like something could come out of there. And yeah, holds on pretty solid, so no complaints. If you're curious, he does fit onto the Jonin jacket that Bestlee Studio makes as well. So if you want to maybe give him like the Sasori look from his flashback, you know, his origins of joining the Akatsuki, you can add that on there as well. It does zip up. But this is what he's going to look like with the jacket on. So if you wanted that kind of look too, you could also do that. But yeah, no complaints. This figure came out great. I love it when a plan freaking comes together because the accessories were a dope add-on and the articulation was great. So I'm super happy to collab with Bestlee Studio. And yeah, there's no hindrance when it comes to flexibility on the figure. You know, the nylon is super, you know, stiff now with the Gorilla Glue on there, but the inside of it is still that soft nylon, so it's not gonna mess up articulation. You do get some gappage here once you push them back a bit, but I mean, you're really not gonna notice it in most poses. So everything else is pretty cool. And yeah, let's get into the accessories. Oh, and as always, he has the ankle joint there, which is cool. So these are all the accessories I have for my Sasori. I have the Nendoroid accessories that I mentioned, his alternate hands, his Akatsuki cloak, and I picked up some dope fire effects from eBay at a pretty good price. I'm pretty sure these are bootlegs, but I think it gets the job done. So comment below if you have any suggestions on what other Sasori accessories I would need outside of the obvious dope third Kazekage that Bestlee Studio makes. I'm cheap and broke, so didn't have the extra funds to pick up the accessory. So if you're a fan or if you want to complete your Sasori to 100%, it's probably the only thing that's missing here. But yeah, doing a high comparison, here he is compared to my Bestlee Studio Orochimaru.
Impossible.
And these guys are going to fit pretty well in scale. They essentially use the same body, so they're going to be about the same height anyway. But yeah, I think it works pretty great. Here he is compared to my Bestlee Studio Kakashi. And again, same principle. They use the same body, but the scale is pretty great there, so no complaints. Here he is compared to my custom Master Ultra Instinct Goku from Dragon Ball Super Heroes by ABT Customs. And so compared to the average SHF Goku, scaling is not too bad there. I mean, Goku's pretty small compared to most figures, so I think the scaling isn't too bad, so no complaints there. And last but not least, here he is compared to my Hashira Obanai Iguro from Tana Wong. And the Demon Slayer figures, whether they're custom or just regular releases, tend to seem a little bit bigger. So he is going to be a tiny bit bigger in scale compared to Sasori. But again, when you're posing them, you're not really going to notice it too much, so no complaints there. All in all, this is a dope figure. If you're a fan of Sasori, this is going to be your best option, at least at the moment. I've reviewed a lot of Bestlee Studios figures so far, but this one by far is definitely going to be the best one so far. So he's definitely going to be the #1 figure in my collection so far. So shouts outs to Bestlee Studio. Check out his content. If you want to order your own Sasori, you know where to go find one now. And I hate to say it, but he's perfect. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for me today, guys.
Have a safe journey!
As always, make sure you follow my Instagram page and like my photos. Post me on your story. Let me know what kind of content I have so far that you like, so I know what to review next. Make sure you keep up with my TikTok page, so if you're looking for more anime content, I got that. And last but not least, make sure you subscribe here on the channel. Thumbs up the video, I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, comment below if you have any suggestions of what I should review next, or any accessories that I'm forgetting for Sasori. And oh, also check out my Cash App if you want to donate to the page here. More funds means more dope reviews. I linked that below in the description for every video, so I'd greatly appreciate it. And yeah, I think that is gonna be it. Make sure you stay for the photos after the review, and I'll see you guys on the next review. Peace.
Don't